All right, hey everyone, happy Sunday. I'm really excited to hang out with you today. And oh, it's already throwing stuff around on the screen. So let me pause that real quick, turn that off. If you're out there, can you let me know that you can see me, you can hear me, all that good stuff? Give it a thumbs up, all of that kind of stuff. So today I thought it would be kind of a fun thing to do. Hey, Monster Cookie. I was originally going to record a video for today, and then I thought, you know what, maybe it'd be more fun to do it live and actually just kind of talk to you guys about some of the cool TubeBuddy features that are some of my favorite. I had put a post in my community post on Instagram and in my Facebook group saying like, hey, what questions you guys have that you want to talk about? And so there were a few. So I have that, and then there are a couple of new features that have come out recently that I haven't really even played with, and I thought it would be kind of fun to go over them together. So maybe we should do that. So hello from Phoenix for Carmen. Hello, Catherine. Hello, Monster Cookie. So if you guys have particular questions that you want to go over specifically about TubeBuddy, I would love it if you put it in the chat, and then maybe we can go through some of them as well. Hey, Houston in the house. So Texas right now, I'm a dummy, and I thought for some reason that we were like the game of the week and we were going to be playing at like Sunday Night Football. So I thought it was like 5. And then I realized, no, like we're playing like starting now, of course, against the Cowboys. And so, as much as I love Dak Prescott and he's on my fantasy team, right now I had to bench him because I also have Russell Wilson as my quarterback. So I had to start him because I have DK Metcalf also on my fantasy football team. So here's hoping they have a really stellar game today. Okay, so a couple of things first. I had gotten favorite top 3 features, and then is it worth upgrading? And then there was one more from the Facebook group, and yes, so we'll get into that, and then any questions that you guys have. So let's also, oh, see you later, Monster Cookie. One second here. So I'm gonna make it so that we can, I can share the screen with you. But first I have to make sure I do that. One second. So if you're also out there, let me know, do you use TubeBuddy? And like, if so, what level of TubeBuddy that you're using? Just curious on that one too. Oh, there's me talking about me. Okay, so I'm just gonna mute myself. I think that will do it. And then I can look at the comments and everything coming in. Yes, you have the pro version. Awesome. So there's 2 kind of features that they just came out with fairly recently, and I haven't really explored them very much, so I want to go through those together. And the first one is Click Magnet. So I want to know, have you guys heard of Click Magnet? And then the second one is they just launched channel reviews, and that one actually I'm really excited to take a look at. So I went ahead and put in an order for a channel review so that we could go over it together and see what it looks like when you get a channel review, because I thought that would be super helpful. So one thing, if you guys didn't know this, I am going to pull up my screen here. Let me share it with you. Inside of your TubeBuddy account, if you go log into the website, which is, TubeBuddy.com, and then you select your, your Google account that you're signing in and that you have a channel with, and oh, now I can't see chat anymore. That's a bummer. Is there anything I can do about that? I have to think about that. But this is all perks that you have access to as long as you have any paid level of service. So I've talked about it a lot where I get music sometimes from Audio Hero, and then I use that music on Facebook or Instagram or anything like that. And you get like 10 songs a month for free, something like that. So I will just download a whole bunch of music and put it in a folder so that I have it for later, and it's called Music for Social Media. I have it even here so that I have it. I'm live streaming with Ecamm, so if I wanted to play some music, I could do that, such as So they have things that are like super short. They have sound effects. They've got like super long instrumentals, but I thought it was just kind of a fun thing that they have. And then someone else was saying that they were going to sign up for Epidemic. And I'm like, well, if you have TubeBuddy, then go like sign up for it, but you get a 25% discount, which is pretty cool because it's a really great library of music as well. And you can use it on lots of different sites. They just integrated with Licked, and Licked is actually, I want you to go see the video to see the full thing, but it's actually more popular music, and then you have a single-use license for it to be used on YouTube, and then you get like a pretty good price on it too. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then they have this artificial intelligence through JukeTech. Honestly, I don't really use that one very much, but this is all available here, and this is just under the music and audio section. And if you look at video graphics, so Place It by Envato. So I was going to sign up for a membership, and it was going to be, I think it's like $99, but you have the thing here and it's 30% off. And so they have different bumpers and little animations and different things that you can get, and some graphic kind of overlays. You can do all that and get 30% off on your membership there as well. And then Roberto Blake has these starter thumbnail packs in there, and you can download them and you can open them in Photoshop or GIMP or anything like that, which is a small sampling of his YouTube starter pack, which I had purchased before, which I believe is $99. And it's kind of a nice way to already have all the layers and things like already created. And so, especially for someone, if you're not very good at setting up all the stuff by yourself, it's just kind of a cool thing to do. And then there is this Tuber Tools. I believe that's under Nick Nimmons. So they have different like lower thirds and different things like that. So they have a small selection of those that are also free. And then here's your services. So if a lot of you guys know Daniel Batal, if you were to order a channel consultation, it would usually be with him or maybe Josh, and those are about $149. And then here's the thing is they just launched these channel reviews, which are basically them collecting a whole bunch of data and telling you about your own channel. And so you don't necessarily go over it with a person, they just have it in the browser so you can go over it. And right now it's going to be $49 every time they do it, but right now for a limited time while they're getting it up and running, they just released it and it's only $19. So I did put a link to that in the description if you guys want to check that out, because I'm not sure how long that's going to be, but it's $19 right now to get in on the channel reviews. And like I said, I put an order in for one, and I'm going to pull it up so you can see what kind of information would actually be coming to you in a channel review from them. And I could imagine if I was doing like a one-on-one consultation with someone, if they ordered a channel review and then brought me their analytics to go over during our session, I would just be like blown away. That would be awesome. That would be amazing. So that would be really cool. And then there's also, there was a virtual summit that they did. And my friend Renee Teeley was actually part of it. Tim Schmoyer was part of it. But there's actually a replay to this virtual summit. And because you have TubeBuddy, then you get it for free as well. And then, of course, they have the mobile app, so you get access to the mobile app, and then the Collab Space app if you wanted to try and do collaborations. But this is one of the things that I want to go over today, this channel review. So instead of it being $49, like I said, it's $19 right now because they literally just launched it. So we're going to take a look at that, and I'm going to come back over here so I can see if there's any questions. Let me pull this up. If you hear random yelling, it's because my husband is downstairs now watching the football game without me. So there's that. Okay, so you like Keyword Explorer. And Kathy. Yeah, the channel review, like I'm super excited. So like I said, I put in the order and we're going to go over it together. I haven't really looked at it yet, so let's go look at it. Yeah, for now it's only $19. Crazy, because it's going to be $49. And I think one of the reasons why people are like, oh my gosh, you know, like, why do I have to pay for this? It's because one, there's like a lot of limits on how many times like you can go pull data like from YouTube, and they consider it like an API limit, which is like pings and inquiries into the database for all the information about your channel. So that's click-through rate and average view duration and all of that information. Each time you want to query, you have to go, you know, to the database to get all this information. We're getting real technical here, but the more information that you want to get and the more often that you want to get it, then YouTube can enforce limits on how many times you can go ping the database for information. So you can imagine if there's a lot of information that needs to be looked at, then they're going to be like, stop calling us so many times for this data, or, you know, so if they put a paywall behind it, then it's not just everyone getting all this data for free, but they're making the calls and they're staying within their quota is kind of how I think about it. So yeah, you guys want to look at the channel review? We could do that first. I know some of the questions that I also had that I'm supposed to cover are some of my top 3 features, and then if it's worth paying. So yes, I'm going to answer the question just right off the bat. If I think it's worth paying, yes. It's Tide 99. Okay, Rich, I am counting on you. I do get like alerts on my phone as well, but thank you. Keep me in the loop, all right? So, and also let me know if Russell Wilson throws to DK Metcalf and he goes in for a touchdown, because then fantasy football stats just, yes, okay. Hey, the Cooking Cop and Babe are here. Welcome, happy Sunday. Okay, so Kathy's also asking, what camera do I use for live streams? Because I always blend into the wall. That's a tougher, maybe you gotta focus on wearing a shirt of a different color or something. I'm not sure. Currently, I'm using the Canon 80D, and I'm live streaming through eCam. So I'm trying out a few different live streaming programs recently, and so today I'm using eCam. Sometimes I also use StreamYard. One thing, especially with this camera, before a few times when I was streaming, I was using the Panasonic G7, and the reason why is because until fairly recently, Canon just released, it's called Web Utility. It's a software upgrade, and it made it so that you can take a camera you previously couldn't live stream with and do it, because it's referred to as clean HDMI out, where instead of seeing all of the stuff on screen, like, you know, your ISO and your aperture and all of that stuff in here, it would usually be displayed on screen. So you'd have to get a camera that actually was able to export a video signal without all of that stuff on screen. So there were only certain cameras that were going to do it. And so then you would have to get an additional like adapter or something to be able to hook up your camera to your computer. And so it's just kind of a big pain. And especially because I really like the lens that I use on this camera, which is the Sigma 18-35. This is a longer answer than you probably wanted, but I'm giving you all the inside scoop here on my channel. But when Canon released that update, then I could actually then just use the USB cable from my camera to my computer, and then be able to have a clean HDMI out, and then use that as my camera source for my video streaming program, which today is eCam and sometimes other is StreamYard. So I use StreamYard as well a lot so that I can stream to multiple platforms at the same time. But one thing is, so I pay for the middle version of StreamYard and not the $50 version. I pay for like the $20 version. And recently they have a limit on how high a quality the stream can be and how many places you can stream at the same time. So I was also looking for some alternatives, because I have been recording all of my video lessons for my e-course, the iMovie Made Easy e-course. And I wanted to have something where I could be on screen and show everything that's happening. And I thought actually for that particular instance, eCam was a better thing to be using. So then I've been using it mostly for that, and now I wanted to try it a couple times streaming. So that's why I did this stream today with eCam, and then recently, like I think it was like last week, I did a test live stream with eCam as well. So that's the long of that question. I'm using the Canon 80D and a Sigma 18-35 lens. Hope that helps. Okay. Okay. Oh, sorry. The Coffin Babe is saying, let's go look at the channel review. Okay, I'm sorry. I blabbered on for too long about the camera setup. Yes, let's go look at, you want to go look at the channel review? That sounds good. Let me pull that up. So one of the ways that you get to it, let me show you. I think I already showed you guys this. But if you're in your member perks section and then you say, yes, let's do the channel review, and then you say get access here, and then it asks you which account or which channel. If you have multiple, that you want to do the channel review for, and then it's going to process that, and then it's going to end up giving you something that looks like this. Okay, now there is a ton of information, and I haven't really gone through this, so we're going to go through it together. I do really want to have your guys' chat. I think maybe I can pull it up, though. I'll just pull it up on my phone, and then I can see it. We'll do this. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to put this over here. That way I can kind of see offhand if there's any random things that pop up. Okay, so the first thing that we have this overall score, and it says based on optimization, not performance. All right, so mine says 92 out of 100. So let's go click on this, improve your score. And if you're just joining us, oops, I don't want to show that. Let me just make sure there's not stuff I'm not supposed to be showing on the screen. 1 second. I have to go blur that later. No one rewind. I don't even know what was on screen. It's asking me to sign in. Okay, now I'll bring it back up. There you go. So it says my overall score is 92 out of 100. And then it says you can re-audit your channel once every 24 hours. And then it says how you compare. So it has me against similar channels. And then the YouTube average. All right, so I am above average, so that's good. And then it says video action items. So it's telling me that this particular one that I did, it says description doesn't contain enough tags in natural sentences. All right, let's go look at this first one, this action plan. Interesting. Let's see. Oh, that's where we were. Never mind. It says how to start a YouTube channel. Shorts was okay. So it's mad that the thumbnail resolution should have been a widescreen one. And so one of the reasons why it wasn't is because I'm experimenting with the YouTube Shorts, which is, if you guys didn't see that, it is currently available in India. It's going to be released soon in the United States and other countries. You can experiment now with it with videos that are shot in a vertical orientation under 60 seconds with the hashtag. It's not required that you use the hashtag, but they are scanning and looking for it in the description and titles of videos. So I did put the hashtag shorts in the title, and it was interesting because I went to a webinar about shorts on Thursday, and they were talking about how they really don't want people to just do advertisements for their own like upcoming video, like where you would take a 30-second snippet. They really want kind of more unique content because it does get served up to people who don't necessarily follow you. And there is a separate shelf on YouTube that shows stories and shorts. And a few other things is that YouTube shorts, they're not monetized, and you can't use and calculate any of the watch time for that towards your 4,000 hours to get into the YouTube Partner Program. So just a few things to notice on that. So that's why I just tried a short video, used the hashtag, and yeah, I didn't throw a thumbnail on it because, no, I did throw a thumbnail on it. But anyways, that's what they're saying here. So I didn't do much of a description or anything because this one was an experiment. So this next one was saying like, your video doesn't contain enough tags and natural sentences. I didn't add this to a playlist. Oh, I could definitely fix that. And as we keep going through, all right, it's telling me all the things I've done wrong on different videos. Love that for me. Let's go see what else we have. On the channel itself, so I get it. It's all the different kinds of things that I could change on those particular videos, hitting on points of stuff that I could change. All right, I get it. All right, so it says you have passed 95% of checks, which is considered very good. So let's see where I failed. So I've got a channel name, I've got channel icons, I've got channel banners. Oh, this is cool, where it shows you what it looks like on all of the different kind of platforms. And so you get to see that. These are my channel keywords. And then it says suggested channel keywords. These are top phrases that people are finding your videos from. So these are all things that I could copy and put down into my channel. Okay, that makes sense. So my channel description, it's saying that I didn't include enough channel keywords, which makes sense if, okay, I could fix that. And then it says how it looks to YouTube search. Okay. And yep, these are all of my channel links. And it's saying you have a lot of channel links. That's good. It's saying I have a channel trailer. That's good. Business email. I have a watermark. This is cool. These are my related channels, featured channels. Okay, so this is just telling me everything about my channel. So, okay, I have 24 playlists on my channel. And what else? Okay, so that was everything there. Let's go click on this next one. I haven't really gone through this very much, so I'm not necessarily teaching you all about this. I'm just showing you this is a new thing that came out. So view audit type, view by video, it says either titles are too long, doesn't contain tags, duplicate titles found, or title uses all caps. I don't know if that's saying that it's good or bad, but let's look for results. Oh, I think it's saying, so this one is too long. 19% of your videos passed and one video failed. Okay. So I guess I could go and look at how many characters. I know you have like 100 characters. Maybe it's just saying that it's just too long, it's cut off. Title doesn't contain tags. All right, let's go look at this one. Favorite accessories for mobile creators, create map animations in iMovie, using Pinterest to drive traffic. Interesting, because I wonder if I looked at this one on YouTube, if it would say that I would have thought I used this entire title as a tag too. Okay, interesting. Let's go look at some insights. Ooh, interesting. All right, so it says, who else is your audience watching? Which is actually really funny because I was in a YouTube chat room the other day and someone was asking about this. Like, how can I know not just which video sent them before they clicked on mine, but like who else my people are watching, because they wanted to go stalk those particular creators and kind of look at what are the videos that they're creating, who should I know about in my space, what kind of questions are coming up that they're never answering, that kind of stuff. So people who watch me, a lot of the time they're also watching Roberto Blake. They're also watching Nick Nimmin. This all makes sense. It's a lot of people in the TubeBuddy family, or YouTube educators or video people. Like, this all makes sense to me. There's nothing that's really standing out. Yeah, you may want to get a channel review. Like right now, for a limited time, I don't know how long because they just released it, because they're going to be $49. It's only $19 right now. So I put a link in the description and you can go right to it for the $19 channel review. And so they're watching Daryl Eves, Justin Brown. That makes sense. He does a lot of video editing tutorials. People are watching TubeBuddy or probably finding me through TubeBuddy. This all makes sense. And then there's also some people over here on the side. So Sunny Lenarduzzi, Think Media, video influencers, Vanessa Lau. All of this makes sense. So if you were smart, what you would do is go probably find some of these people, see what kind of videos they're making, maybe see if there's anything that you can do differently and like better. This is kind of interesting. Oh, there's actually, if you see this over here, there's a video that you can watch about audience overload. I wonder if there's a video for every single thing that they had. Let's see. Oh, there is. Okay, so check this out. So if you order a channel review, then on any of the tabs or pages that you're on, then you can watch a video and actually have them explain it to you what all of this is. Okay, so Bruce, I made the superhero intro, and the answer is a lot of overlays, a lot of green screen, and a lot of frustration. And that's why I made it like 4 years ago, and I've never tried to do any modifications on it because it involved for a while me wearing like there was a lime green Under Armour shirt that was basically tied around my head. If you looked on my Instagram, I think you could still find it at one point, because we were trying to make it so that just my head was kind of like in a green screen. So I had to sit there and try and like wink at the camera while wearing this shirt tied around my head, and then basically taking like my face in this green screen and superimposing it with keyframes on the body of the superhero. So that's your answer. It was a really long video, and I don't think I'm ever going to make that one because it was too much work, honestly. Way too much work. Hey, D. Niven! Thank you so much. I was saying that I'm live streaming today on Ecamm, and I was using Ecamm to record most all of my on-screen tutorials for my e-course. So if you didn't know, I am coming out with an e-course. It's called iMovie Made Easy. It launches October 16th. It's 10 modules, me going super in depth around video editing. You actually get a whole bunch of video clips, and we'll edit a project together. So it's not one of those like, try and figure this out. It's like you get the exact same clips that I'm working with. So if you want to do the exact same edit at the end, you get to totally do that. So I'm super excited for it. I'm super proud of it. And I will say, if you're on my email list, there will be a coupon coming out to get it for cheaper than when I do release it. And so I'm putting that out there. If you're not on it yet, get on my email list. You'll get a coupon for the course. But I'm super, super excited. October 16th is the date of release. So Niman, you're very smart. And I will say, you're very cleanly, freshly shaved, and like very well lit. So I saw your stuff. And you're very smart. Stop that right now. Matt Hayes, how's it going? Thank you, Dee. I'm really, really hoping that people love it. This has been 2 years in the making. I've been too scared to finally finish it. And so I was just like, it's going to take as long as I give myself. So I finally just cut myself off and gave myself a date. And I said, this is the day that it's coming out. And yeah. I am scared, but because I want it to be really good and people to like love it, and I really hope they do. So, and I'm totally willing to do updates and whatnot, but like I think it's gonna be good. So I think it's going to be very, very good. She made you do it. Let me see here. What's this? Thank you so much. I'm still scared out of my pants about it, and I don't even know if anyone will purchase it, but I think just for anything, like for my own personal, like, hell yeah, you finally finished something, because I can't even tell you how many times I've watched with like jealousy when other people are like finally launching things, and it doesn't even matter if they're selling, like to actually finish something is going to feel like a huge accomplishment to me. So like when someone actually buys it, I'm just going to like lose my mind with happiness and be like, someone actually like saw it, the value, and was like, hell yes, I'm in. So I don't know, maybe I just beat myself up and sell myself a little short there, because I'm like, I don't know, but I'm really excited, and I'm hoping that people are gonna love it. I really, really do. Thank you. So I'm so glad that you're here. I don't know what you're doing, or if you're around. If you want to jump in and you want to come say hi, we're checking out this channel review, which I just got from TubeBuddy. Just got mine ordered, and I haven't really gone over it. I know it's a new thing that they've launched. So yeah, if you're around. I know finishing anything is like the hardest part. So let me know if you want to jump in. We can totally do that. I actually have never gone and added a guest with someone inside of Ecamm, only in StreamYard. So if you're game, we could struggle through how to do that. But yes, so October 16th, iMovie Made Easy. It's launching. And if you want a coupon for it, get on my email list, or send me a message on like Instagram or something, and then I will get you a coupon code, which hasn't been created yet because yeah. Anyways. Oh, yeah. No worries. No pressure. Okay, so here we go. Based on your 25 most recent uploads. So I do love that if you guys didn't see that up here in this corner, they're actually going to give you a video on each one of these like sections that we're in so that you don't have to listen to my janky explanation of what it is. They're going to tell you straight from their mouths what it is that you're looking at, okay? Thank you. Thank you, Dee. So it's talking about some of the overall. They're talking about average view duration, engagement, minutes watched, and like to dislike ratio. Okay. Okay, so it's ranking, they said the top 25. So number 3, which is edit vertical video in iMovie. Out of my last 25 videos, this one gave me the most subscribers, which is an iMovie editing tutorial, which isn't that surprising. And then if we take a look at number 2, it was also video editing. So that makes sense. So here are the weakest overall. So here's something. This would make sense. Vertical video in Premiere Pro. So if you didn't know, I was actually in a 5-week boot camp that Adobe reached out to me and said, hey, do you want to do a 5-week boot camp? We'll take you through a video editing course, and it's like this question and answer period. And I have not touched Premiere since college. And so I was like, ooh, I'm kind of scared, and I don't know how you found me because I make iMovie tutorials, first of all. But yeah, let's go ahead and do this. And it was really great, y'all. It was so Tyler Babin was one of the instructors who used to be one of the creative directors for Gary Vee, and then he left, and then he became one of the Adobe kind of resident people where you get like a year to make whatever you want, and they go through this long, extensive interview process, and they give you a set amount of money to live on for a year or whatever. And you do your project. And so his project was like 24 hours with, and he did a whole bunch of interviews with really influential people in the video space, and that was his project. So he was our instructor, and this was me trying to take some of the stuff that I was learning while I was in this boot camp when I haven't touched Premiere in a really long time, and I made a video on it because technically my tagline is video editing made easy. So I know a lot of people only think I do iMovie or maybe Final Cut Pro sometimes, but I use other things. Like I use Splice and Video Leap and InShot. I don't think InShot gets enough love. I use LumaFusion, and I don't always make all those videos on my channel, but I thought this was cool. So I had learned 2 different tricks, which was auto reframing. Instead of having to do it manually and with keyframes, it does it for you using AI, which is awesome. And then also this really cool trick that I remember once hearing about Peter McKinnon doing, which using Adobe Audition and looping your music for as long or as short as you need it. So I used both of those tricks in this video, and I just put out this video because I was like, sometimes when you learn a skill, the easiest thing to do, you do it once and then you forget it. So I was like, I'm gonna make this video so I can remember for myself if I need to go back as well. And I did that once too it was Photoshop and how to outline someone. I had learned how to do it. I did it a couple times. I made a tutorial on how to do it. And then later I forgot how to do it. And I went back to my tutorial and watched it again. So I figured this would be a good thing to do. But it makes sense if this is like one of the very few Adobe Premiere products, videos on my channel, that people would not like it because it's not what they're used to. It's not iMovie and it's not Final Cut Pro. So I would not be surprised at all that people didn't like this video and didn't jive with it. So the next one was how to do closed captioning in Final Cut Pro. And this is where it's like, maybe people didn't enjoy the way that I taught it. Maybe it's just not a topic that people care about very much. So there's all of that stuff. You never know. And let's see here. And this is also, though, only in the last 25 videos. So take that with a grain of salt if you have a library that's, 260 something videos big, that if they're only looking at the last 25, there you go. Okay, so there was that. Let's look at this next section. Oh, interesting. Oh, so this is talking about the strength of live streams. So let's click on this one real quick. Oh, Cooking Cop and Babe. Awesome. That's so cool that you just bought the channel review. I would love to see kind of like some of those insider metrics on that. So let's take a look here. So it says, okay, again, based on 25 live streams, we get the top 3 and bottom 3. So we have the top one was, okay, so it was the unboxing of an iPhone. And honestly, that doesn't surprise me at all because I had got it when it first came out. And so it was pretty new. It was in that midnight green color. So it really doesn't surprise me that people would care about that. And then the next one is channel checkups, and they're saying good because I think that one was a really long video, so it could be that the engagement and people stayed because I was talking about maybe their particular channel at a time or something like that. So like, it doesn't really surprise me either if it's about the content of the viewer. And then another one is talking about filming gear. Okay, so the weakest ones, live stream test. That would not be surprising. Talking about microphones, and then creator chats and Tech Tip Tuesday. So one of the things I could say about that is that, like, if they're not very specific about what the viewer is going to get out of it, iPhone 11 unboxing, the filming gear I use, it could make sense why people don't want to stick around and watch it. And again, so the content strength, oh, that's the same video. So let's go look at this one. Distribution. Ooh, there's an error. Please email support at channel reviews with the URL so we can investigate. I will. I don't know what the error is about. Okay, let's go look. Is there something going on? I don't know. I'll have to show the people. I will email them with screenshots. All right, let's look at the next one. Okay, things are coming back. Things are coming back. So we have 30-day trends. Okay, so over the last 30 days, this is going to tell me how many subscribers I've gained, how many views, how many uploads I've done. Okay, that makes sense. So here is the breakdown, and this is just a lot prettier and easier to read than some of what YouTube is showing you, but this is then telling me that my audience is, for the most part, a lot of guys watching, and then 40% female. And here is my age demographic breakdown. Most of the people that are watching me are between 18 and 34. That makes sense. And then let's take a look here. So top devices. So 35,000 of my views are coming from desktop. I find that kind of actually strange. I would have thought that mobile would have been a lot higher, because when you actually, this is my squirrel brain. So let's think about this. When you look at YouTube, a lot of the traffic, like 60 to 70% of a lot of the traffic that comes on YouTube is usually through a mobile phone. And that's just typically how it is. A lot of people are watching YouTube on their phones. I think one of the reasons why, maybe for me, why there's so much happening on desktop is because I have a lot of tutorials that are based on apps that are probably on your laptop and desktop computer, which is going to be video editing. So you might be having it play in the corner while also trying to do it, or you know what I mean? So I kind of wonder, because my channel is so how-to tutorial based, if that's more so the case than, let's say, if it was like, if D was still in here and if he was doing only videos about mobile video editing, I might expect that his traffic from mobile views would be also really high, because not only are people watching it on the device that they're probably going to do the tutorial on, I don't know a ton of people who are probably going to be watching it on their computer and then doing it on their phone. So maybe that's a bad guess. I don't know. That's, you guys can put your guesses on why that is too. Tablets, TVs, and gaming consoles. Okay. So my particular regions: United States, India, United Kingdom, Philippines, and Canada. So for the most part, a lot of my audiences are places that are also going to be speaking English. Now, if I saw something like the Philippines or Thailand or something else where it was driving 30, 40, 50% of my views, that might influence me to release videos that were friendly to their time zones, maybe to get transcriptions done or captions for languages that are highly spoken in those areas, just to, if like, capitalize on the fact that people from those areas are finding the videos and wanting to watch them. It could be something to kind of push the needle to go even farther, if that makes sense. So let's take a look here. So we've got playback locations, video watch page, embedded players, and unknown. I don't know really what all of those, embedded player on other what? on other website. So I wonder if that is, so if it was hosted on a WordPress site, if it was on like a Facebook, and no, it's hosted inside of, so I would think WordPress with like a widget of some kind, or I have a Rivet site that is like, if you go to Shelly Saves a Day, that's a Rivet site that plays videos there, but the views count on YouTube. So I wonder if it could be something like that as well. So here we go. So engagement, I like when there's green and the arrows go up because that means it's increasing. But it's saying that the comments, 735, this is the last 30 days, right? Okay. Saying likes are, even though I have almost 1,900, it's actually down 10%, okay? And then dislikes are down 19%. I think that's good though, because it's green and it's a negative, you know what I'm saying? Average view duration, that's definitely something I'm always trying to move upwards, because I've always had a harder time with that, because a lot of my video and tutorials are like very, very short. So it's harder for me to always drive that number up drastically unless I have a lot of videos that are very long and people watch it for a long amount of time. So average view percentage, 26% on that one. So it is moving up. But here's something is, for a lot of people who are always doing the like, subscribe, blah, 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 all the stuff at the very end of your video, if you're lucky, for me, I only have 25% of my audience still with me at the end of the video. So that might not be the best time to say those types of things. It might be better in the middle or towards the beginning. Okay. And then overall minutes watched, 140,000, which is down 5%. So here's how people are finding me. So people are finding me through search a lot of the time. That makes sense. I'm a lot of how-to tutorial based. So if you looked at the channel keywords and the suggested ones, there were how to do an animated subscribe button, how to do video editing in iMovie. All of that makes a lot of sense. So external links. So people are finding me from other places and being linked. So that's good. Related videos. Now I do like to go into the analytics and see what were the search phrases or videos that people were looking at before they got to my video, because sometimes it means if they were watching another video and then came to mine, their question didn't get answered, or it's something very closely related. So you could be looking for data like that and then see about making those videos. So browse features and then channel pages. Okay, here we go. So these are top search terms that people are finding me for. So how to move text in iMovie. So it's iMovie. How to add subscribe buttons, how to add subscribe animations, touch retouch, that's interesting. So touch retouch is actually a photo editing app where you can remove like minor things on the screen or imperfections. And I think I also break down in the how much YouTube paid me for 1 million views thing, how if I were smarter, sometimes I would be focused on things like apps or things that have affiliate programs, because if a lot of people are finding me for touch retouch app, and they had an affiliate link for me, that could have actually made me money, whereas I make 500 videos on how to do something in iMovie. Apple's never going to pay me for that. So even that, it's just an interesting thing to look at. And then how to make subscribe animations. So that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. So again, people are finding me probably starting through a Google search of how to make an animated subscribe button, and YouTube is being served up in the search results in Google, and people are clicking on my video. That makes sense. Some people are finding me through Twitter, YouTube. Here we go. Pinterest. And I made a video about how to share custom thumbnails or whatnot over on Pinterest and how to drive traffic. So this is actually reaffirming that some people are finding me through Pinterest and driving views to my YouTube. So Pinterest, because you can kind of use hashtags, kind of use like different video previews and link back to your YouTube channel. It could be something that a lot of people are overlooking, and it could be something that you want to look into. And if you didn't ever see that video, go watch the how to drive views to YouTube using Pinterest, something like that. So top related videos, how to make animated subscribe buttons, overlays. Oh, here's one. Subscribe button. Add your YouTube subscribe button on your videos by David Walsh. So interesting. It's showing me some of my competitors or people in similar niches, so I can see what are videos kind of related to my top search terms. So using green screen effects and adding subscribe buttons. I see Dan Courier over there, so that's awesome. So that's really cool. So this is cool. I could go even look at their videos, be like, is there something they missed or something I can like add on? This is it's kind of neat. And then it's telling me my top playlists. So if you look at my channel, of course, the top two that are going to kind of come up are going to be video editing and iMovie. And, oh, sorry, or it's a video editing and starting a YouTube channel, which is what my whole channel is about. So it's how to YouTube better and how to edit videos better. So it would make sense if I had playlists on those two topics, that is what people are finding on my channel and playing. So that is interesting. And then top channels. So here's me and then some of the other people that people are watching. So like we said, David Walsh. I'm pretty sure he does one of those like masterclass tutorials. It's like iMovie for beginners for like an hour or something. Or is that David Cox? I think it's David Cox. So actually, I don't know who David Walsh is. That's why I would go check him out and look at his videos. Is there something that I like? Is there something I can like, do that gets videos, views from his people onto mine? You never know. Video Zeus, and then Gauging Gadgets. So I don't know those channels. Maybe I should. Maybe those are people that should be in my sphere. And if you're just joining us, we are going through my channel review that I got from TubeBuddy. If you have a paid TubeBuddy license, for a limited time, they just started releasing these. This is only $19, and you're going to get all this data. And I have a link in the description. You can go check it out if you want. Or you can get to it through the TubeBuddy online member perks section. Okay, so did we do all of those? Traffic sources, yes, yes, yes. Engagement, audience retention. Did we do that one? Nope, doesn't look like it. So here we go. There's also, again, a helpful video on every page. It's going to tell you about the particular metrics or page that you're looking at. So for me, it's saying I only have 29% of the people with me at the end, and this is down 3.5%. I only have people watching my videos for 2 minutes at a time. So people aren't getting very far. Oh, this is neat. So this is the uploads retention analysis. How many videos is it giving me here? Okay, so it's telling me how long the video is. And okay, 10 seconds in, 30 seconds in, 1 minute in, at the halfway mark, and at the very end, how many people are still with you? Interesting. Okay, so 10 seconds in, you still want to have a lot of your audience with you, because if you lose dramatically in that first 10 seconds, it means you probably did something really annoying, like a super 10-second long intro that makes no sense. You basically started screaming at the camera and they're saying that it's going to be some sort of clickbait, something that just totally turned people off. That's a telltale sign that something went drastically wrong. So that's an interesting timestamp that they've chosen to give us, the 10-second mark. So 30 seconds in, and then halfway through, I would say halfway through your video, that's the point that you're trying to still have, 50% of your audience with you. That's the goal. So it's interesting here that they've given us kind of metrics like that. So how to resize green screen still actually has 62 people at the halfway mark. So that's actually really cool. I wonder if you can, yes, you can. So you can click on the column and actually kind of sort by descending or ascending. So here's something. So let's switch this real quick. 75% of the people at halfway mark in the countdown timer for Final Cut Pro were still watching and were still with me. Interesting. Okay, cool. Now, if you look at the worst performing video, people dipped out with the how much YouTube paid me for 1 million views. So interesting. You would think people would want to hang out till then and can actually see. But actually, if you look at the end, 5% here on this one, 19% on this one. So the channel, how much people paid me, it actually, in comparison to these, didn't do that badly. Okay, interesting. What is... And I think we did this one, which was traffic sources, right? No, I don't think so. Okay, so again, there's going to be a helpful video over here telling you about how to decipher all of this. And then this is how people find me, okay, over the lifetime of my channel and then over the last 30 days of my channel. So people are finding me mainly through search, external links, related videos, browse features. Okay. Now, one thing that I've kind of always wanted is to try and drive up some of the, not just so much of my audience is like subscribe, not subscribe. So like usually I don't have more than like 10% of my audience that's actually subscribed. And so I've always wanted to drive that number up. So recently it has started to trickle up. I think it's around like 11.5%, which is great because there's been definite times where I've been single digits. And then the other thing is so much of my traffic comes from search, which is a lot of what people preach in the beginning, be search, how to, all of that. But getting into suggested, getting into kind of those browse features where more people are finding you, not because of a search that they did, but because of related videos or because of the browsing patterns, and YouTube thinking that your video would be something good for them to watch. I think they have a lot higher of a chance for virality and getting more eyeballs on it to get through a browse or suggested. So I definitely want to try and move the needle in the future on my channel for sources that way. So that's just something personal about my channel, but of course you could be completely different. You could have almost all of your stuff come from browser suggested and you really want to get into search. It all depends. Okay, so we have over the lifetime and in the last 30 days again. So adding text, how to add subscribe buttons, subscribe buttons, subscribe buttons. There's one about the microphone. There's that app that we were talking about earlier. So almost all of my stuff is around how to do animated subscribe buttons and stuff like that. That makes sense. Giphy, blurring out videos. So almost all of it is really around video editing. So, and you can see here, a lot of the time people are finding me through Google. 93% there, some through Facebook, some through Gleam.io. Infrastructure, Pinterest is in there. So yeah, it's interesting where people are finding me. Almost all of it is through Google search. 90% Google search, Google search, Google search. And then again, if you look at my playlist over the lifetime of my channel, it's about iMovie and video editing and starting a YouTube channel. So that makes sense. That is the premise of my channel. There we go. Interesting. Okay, cool. Is there more? Oh, there is more. Suggested videos. Let's see what's in here. Related video sources. Oh, interesting. Okay, so this is where a lot of views are being driven from. This easy green screen tutorial for iMovie. So this one continues to bring me video views. Interesting. Here's another one. iPhone, iPad, iOS, iMovie tricks and hacks. There's that gentleman, David Walsh again. Green screen. The Christian Louboutin shoes. Yeah, that makes sense, actually. Yeah, so interesting. And then what is this? Channels. This one I would actually need to watch the video on what they're trying to tell us because I don't quite understand this because we've got shoes. Brian G. Johnson is driving views for my channel. Thanks, Brian. I'm not quite sure. Interesting. Okay. Did we do this? Yeah, related videos and the channels driving traffic to me. So, interesting. Yeah, there's Dan Courier over here, Creator Fundamentals. He's driving views over to me. Think Media is driving views to me. Michael Kinney, How To Mommy. Okay, so all of those people are driving views to me. Awesome. So if you guys didn't already see, we've been talking about this for a long time, almost like 40 minutes, and we still are only through halfway through this. So if you guys wanted to check this out for yourself, check out the link in the description. You can get one for yourself. $19 right now currently. Uploads retention analysis. Oh, I think we talked about this. Okay, let's go look at competitors. Oh no, you have to add your own competitors. You can't add competitors to a review. Okay, never mind. Here's some add-ons. Channel exports. Let's see here. Looks like it's going to give us information in some sort of sheet in a CSV. It's going to be Oh, this looks like the channel export that you can do, channel backup inside of TubeBuddy itself. This is also a really cool thing. So it's going to tell you like your video URL, your channel, all of the tags that you used, all of your description, anything like that, which is actually kind of a cool feature. And I like to go into TubeBuddy and actually do that anyway, because if you've ever had the thing where you need to delete something and then like re-upload it, you can copy and paste like everything that you had before. So that's kind of cool. You did not order a manual review. Oh, sweet. Okay, so next time you can actually purchase a channel review and select the add-on for a 20-minute recorded review of a certified YouTube expert report. Interesting. Okay, cool. Resources. How-to videos. Okay, so here's all of the different videos that are inside of the report. So all of this, which is under the channel reviews channel, this is everything telling you how to actually understand and read that report. So that's actually really cool. There's the Creator Playbook and then YouTube Creator Academy. So all of that is information that you can get. So let me come back real quick. So I'd love to hear your guys' opinions. What did you guys think of that? That was actually pretty cool. That's a lot of data. So I understand why they have to charge money for it, because they're pulling a crap ton of data there for you. So let me know what you guys thought. So let's see here. Are they mad about my stream? Close this. Okay, so let's talk for a little bit, you guys. What questions do you guys have? I guess actually this could just really be titled about the channel review, because that is pretty cool. And then the second thing that they just released recently was the click magnet. And I haven't really played with this either. Let's figure out that. Let's see here. And pull this up and then go to click magnet. Let me share my screen again with you guys. Now, this is fairly recent, so let me just make sure it doesn't do that thing again where it asks you to sign in. And data processing status. Okay, so when you click the click magnet, now I believe this is something that is on the legend version of TubeBuddy, so you have to be on that version to order this. Don't completely quote me on that though. So we're gonna go to Power Rankings. Okay. And I know that they actually just released a video on this and I really should go watch it. And so this is going to tell us top performing videos in all traffic sources, or YouTube search, in suggested, and in browse. So we'll just look at all real quick. So it's saying here are some of the CTR and watch time and clicks. So this one has a 9.36% CTR, which is text messages. For a green screen, the animated subscribe button version 2 is 6.2, and any videos 6.4. I wonder, can you click on this for ranking? Nope. Okay, interesting. And then it's going to how many videos? It's probably, let's see how many videos. So it's doing your last 50 videos. So as you scroll down, it's going to tell you the videos with the lowest amount of CTR. And this doesn't surprise me. This was that vertical video for shorts that I was testing. So this right here, so if it only has a 1% CTR, I could actually just do a different thumbnail. And because this isn't driving me any views, neither is this one about TubeBuddy Milestone Awards. I mean, that makes sense. It's not really visible what it is. I could definitely change that thumbnail. Okay, so that's interesting. Let me go back here. So Ctr Opportunities. So, oh, this is maybe why you also have to be on legend level, is because you have your video here that maybe doesn't have a very good CTR. So this one is only 2.78%. And then it says you have a opportunity here to make a new thumbnail and do an A/B test. So I could make a new thumbnail, create an A/B test because it looks like it's going to take me TubeBuddy to do that. And then I could run the test for 2 weeks and then see which one is better. If the variation is better with some certainty, then I would just use that one. Hawks up by 1, 30 seconds left in the second quarter. They just intercepted. Okay. This will be good though, because I'll catch the end of the game. So here we go. It's saying that, here's one right here. A new YouTuber's Christmas wish list. So I guess there's nothing inherently Christmassy about this, or saying that it's a wish list, or saying that all the tech that's happening. So the performance on this one, it's very low. It's 1.8% CTR. And honestly, 2 to 10% is average, and you want to aim for double digits or better. So this is a really not good thumbnail. It's bordering on, it's knocking on the door of kind of average, but it's not very good at all. So this is something that I could look at changing the thumbnail and then running a test on it. But the other thing is, I don't know how much traffic is really looking for a Christmas wish list of tech. So that's one thing to also look at right here. Here we go. 1.46% on this 4 step 7 analyze. So this one I could understand because I was going through a very specific model of what the thumbnails needed to look like in this series. So it could be something that I blow this archetype out of the way and just try something else. That makes sense. This is a really it's a really bad thumbnail. This was like I didn't really try very hard. I just threw some text up. I think it was because I was also traveling at the time. I made this video on my iPad or something like that, and I was just like, oh, I just need to get a thumbnail up there. So I took yeah, this is a really bad thumbnail. So I can admit that. This one I actually am a little bit bummed about because maybe the Pinterest thing wasn't very clear, and I was trying to be cute and clever, but I wasn't being very clear because, you know, I had to try and find a car and put the little Pinterest thing as the bumper logo and put myself driving it. So I took a chance with that one, and it didn't work. So that's okay. That's all right. And same with this one. This was actually also a really poorly done one. So these are telling me these are really bad thumbnails. This actually makes sense. These are all ones that I would go in and change and maybe drive more traffic. So that makes sense. How ironic that the one about split nail thumbnails also did really poorly. It's funny. It's funny that I'm awful at this, apparently. Oh, okay. So that's all of the click-through rate opportunities. Now this element inspector, oh, there's Nick here for like a thumbnail with text and a thumbnail without text. So it's taking a look at some of my thumbnails like specifically, and it's saying that for the most part, there's not a huge difference in my thumbnails if I put my face or not. So if it has a face, in fact, it performs slightly worse than ones that don't have my face in it. So if I was really butthurt about it, I would just be like, okay, nobody wants to see my face in a thumbnail. Interesting. Here are click-through rates that show my emotions. So for the most part, it's saying, oh, and it's telling me all the different thumbnails where they think they're aggregating my face, and they're saying I have a happy expression on my face. I have, I don't make a lot of sad face videos, apparently. Surprised face videos, I do. I have a couple, and they're saying that people don't really like them. The click-through rate on that is really low at like 1%. And then when I look calm, it performs slightly higher than if I'm happy. So this is maybe one of those where resting bitch face can come into play and actually not be a problem, because as long as I don't look angry, people, oh, there's more. I look confused. Okay. People don't like it when I look confused, and people are saying when I have a mixed set of faces, it's the third best. It's the third best. Okay, interesting. Okay. Now it's saying what face sizes drives the most clicks. So they have like a really far away, a medium, and then a super, super duper close. So it even says here, don't take it personally, but putting yourself front and center may not always be the best. So for me, people are saying that the long shot, where you're kind of a little bit farther away, it performs the second best, and the best for me is actually the medium shot. So where it's kind of medium. So that makes sense. And then people don't really, that one was really close. I was looking at these sunglasses, the Bose sunglasses that have headphones in them. So like my face is right up there in your face on that thumbnail. But they're saying people don't really like that. But people like it even less when there's mixed size faces. So it's saying Salma and I, maybe just our face sizes are too different. This is a collab that I did with a friend of mine. So that's kind of interesting data. And then if we take a look at text versus no text. So for my thumbnails, I don't know about yours because you may be different if, let's say, you were a cooking channel or something like that where the focus a lot of the time is on that particular thing. For me, ones that have text perform twice as well as ones that don't have text. So let's see here. So all of these that have text, yes. And so people apparently for my videos, it gives them a quick hit into what the video is, and they prefer it when there's text. And it's funny because I have experimented sometimes with not having text just to see how that goes. So interesting. And then here we go, words in titles. So different words in your video titles. This is how you have people. Okay, so people responded if the word blur was in my video, or so people like having a choice. Day, Shelly Saves, make, animated. These are interesting. So just this is the amount of times that different words have shown up and how people respond to it. So the worst word is YouTube. So people actually don't like it when I put the word YouTube in the title. Interesting. So interesting. Okay, cool. That's cool. That's cool. I like that info. And that was the Ctr Opportunities and the Element Inspector. So now let's look at Advanced Analytics. Okay. Oh, this is cool. So this, if I think, yeah, I can click on these. This is going to tell me my best videos, and I can rank them through, I think it's still the last 50 videos. And it has the power ranking, the watch time, average view duration, the views, and the clicks and impressions. So in this particular instance, the CTR is 10.35%. So that's definitely exceeding my goal of being in double digits for click-through rate. So that's really cool. Average view duration is only 32% of it. Okay. And then this one is click-through rate is 9.36%. And using the GIF one. So I could download a lot of this data and then start to look at what are the similarities when it comes to having higher click-through rates. Is it particular faces, or how close they are, or anything like that? This is all interesting data to me. And the more in-depth you want to go with your data, it looks like it's available to you. So here it's saying like these kind of make sense where it's like there's not really a thumbnail. This one isn't really clear and indicating what's actually there. So this is no surprise that these not only rank low, people don't want to click on those thumbnails. Interesting. Okay, so all of that was the click magnet. And the way that you do that is if you go to the TubeBuddy menu and then you go to the click magnet, which is also a newer feature. I think they just released it in the last couple weeks. So that feature, as well as the channel review feature, which is the new thing that they just released, $19 currently, link in description if you want to check that out. Those are all new. And so it's really interesting because now they're really giving us a lot more data so that you can kind of work with that. So really cool stuff. Then it says lock it, touchdown, 7 seconds left, 23:15. Oh, nice. Go Hawks. All right. So what other questions do you guys have about, I don't know if I'd get some people in here now that it's halftime, right? It's halftime. All right. Take a look here. So now we've gone through Click Magnet, we've gone through the channel reviews, and then I was going to say we spent the very beginning of this live stream, we were going through some of the perks that you can get when you go and have a paid level of TubeBuddy, and that was like discounts on music and Photoshop files and all that kind of stuff. So what other questions do you guys have? I think we've answered like a lot of them. Barnyard chicken. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, facial expressions can make a big difference in CTR. And actually, there's another site that you can go to. I think it's Cloud Vision, where you can download your photo and then kind of like drag it on. And then it can use AI to kind of determine what's in the photo, the expressions that you have, if it would be deemed like racy or not racy, because something like that could automatically trigger something inside of YouTube to make it be more likely that you would get looked at for demonetization or anything like that. So it's kind of an interesting, I think it's still available, called Cloud Vision. So if you were to drag on your photo, you could be like, it's a woman and they look angry and, you know, maybe it's racy or something. And then you would be like, oh, maybe those aren't the signals and triggers that I want to be putting out. And so you could make some tweaks or changes or stuff like that. So kind of interesting. Cloud Vision, if you haven't checked it out. Do I use vidIQ as well as TubeBuddy? I don't use vidIQ. I only use TubeBuddy. And honestly, it's not just the software itself, but it's the people behind it. I really like the people that are at TubeBuddy, and I like the tools that they build. But I do have friends that actually work at vidIQ, and I know they've got some really cool stuff as well. But personally for me, I'm a TubeBuddy person. So I will say, I think way back in the day, like when I was first trying to decide, I think I had a free version of both. And then I only used it for a little bit of time, and then I ended up uninstalling it, and I never used it since then. It's probably been like 4 years. And so I only used it for a very short amount of time. So ever since then, it's been all TubeBuddy. So yeah, Cloud Vision. Check that out. Check that out. I have heard, I don't know if it's necessarily true, that sometimes if you have both, maybe they don't play as well together, but I couldn't tell you if that's actually true, because it hasn't been my experience, because I haven't been running vidIQ on my machine. So what other questions do you guys have? Do you have any others? And I think I actually have a playlist already on my channel that not only has my live streams for when I've been on their channel, but some of the tutorials that I did way before I actually ever was on their channel. I had made a few, like how to do some bulk text updating, how to do your canned responses and access them on your mobile phone in their app, because at the time when I first ran into them, it was, I think it was VidSummit or VidCon, and I was telling them, I was like, why don't you guys have canned responses available on the phone? Because like, why do you have me build them and I can't even access them? And they're like, what do you mean? You can totally access them. And then they had to show me at the booth how to do it. And I was kind of mad, because I was just like, this is not intuitive at all. And I was like, I wonder if anyone else out there has never been able to access this. So I did actually make a video about it after I learned it from them at VidCon, about how to use the built-in feature for canned responses. I think it's probably a little bit better now. But I remember at the time being like, so upset that I couldn't access these canned responses. Can you monetize live streams is the question. Yes, you can monetize your live streams. You can set it up beforehand, and you can do it once you get past, 1,000 subscribers. You can also turn on super chats if people wanted to donate to your channel during that time. They could. Yeah, you can monetize live streams. Any other questions that you guys have? And I think that I will mention as well that I don't think anybody else has it, but I don't think anyone else has this. I might be special, but if you wanted to check it out, there's a link down below where almost everyone who's an affiliate for TubeBuddy, and if you didn't know, you can sign up to be an affiliate, and people who sign up and pay a recurring monthly thing, you can get a small commission off of that for as long as they want to stay members, if they want to use your discount code. But here's the thing is, if you heard about it through Roberto and me and whatever, and you clicked on his link first, then he will actually get the credit for it because of the way it's kind of like a first come whatever. But you can still use anybody's discount, but it will just, your monthly whatever or affiliate sale will end up usually going to the person who first got you to install it. Right, so that's confusing. But the cool thing is, if you see any of us online that are always talking about TubeBuddy, everybody has like a discount for like 20% off, which is awesome. I think Andrew might have a special discount, which is even higher though, because you know he's the face of TubeBuddy for all the videos, and he should, rightfully so. But there is a special link that I did get where you can get a paid level of their service for 14 days for free and still get 20% discount. So I don't know if anyone else really has that deal. It was because I was looking for something for like some of my coaching clients so that they could try it out and then still get a discount. So I sweet talked my way into at least having a 14-day trial of like a higher level and still being able to use, and they're like, we're generous, but we don't know how generous where you're starting to push it. And so I did work out a deal with them. So you can get a 14-day upgrade on a paid level. You can always start for free, but you can get the 14-day upgraded version and then still get a 20% discount. No. So usually the TubeBuddy, it's different licenses for every channel you have. Yeah. So yeah. But there are still like 25, 30 tools that are still free. So like, you know, you get 3 tag suggestions instead of like a whole bunch. And I think a lot of that is also due to the API limits again in place that YouTube has, because there's so many like searches and stuff like that. They still have like the thumbnail maker that you can help with. They'll still help you do the keyword research. You just don't get the weighted unweighted score. I believe you do have to be on the paid version for that. The A/B testing is on the Legend version. The click magnet thing that we went over, that's on Legend. The ability to purchase the channel review for only $19, that's on any level of paid. And then if you go look on their website too, they've got discounts for like if you're under 1,000 subscribers, discounts if you pay in full for a year upfront instead of monthly. They've got discounts then for, you know, all the people that are affiliates with them, and you can sign up to be it doesn't have to be just like big creators. Anybody can sign up to be an affiliate with them. They also have the forums that are free, and it's like a big ask question answer board. They also have the Discord community, which is free, and you can go over there and ask a whole bunch of questions. They even have this like Feature Friday thing where sometimes they'll do channel reviews with like a call-in show, which is kind of cool, and you can sign up, and they randomly pick people sometimes for that, and it's free. So, and all their videos and live streams that they do, it's all free. And TubeBuddy doesn't even monetize their YouTube channel, so they have what, like 450,000 subscribers. They don't monetize their videos over there either. So they're really they're just stand-up people, and I really, really enjoy like being associated with them. So yeah. Any other questions that you guys have? I think that was one of the other ones that I had in my Facebook group, which was, do you think it's worth paying? Yes. I started on the free version. I did end up getting, I think I started with Star when I first started, because I was like a couple hundred subscribers, and then I paid for like a year, because you know, like when you're first starting out, you just don't have a lot of money. So yeah, I totally started for free, and then Star, I remember. And I think the coupon code at the time was like Rising Star or like Rising Buddy or something, and I thought that was like kind of cool. But like and then the other question that I got was about forums, and then the other question like how to sign into forums, and you can get it through the quick access menu as well. And then the other question that I got from Holly in my Facebook group was some of my favorite features. So one of them is going to be the bulk find replace text. So let's say for some reason Amazon, they had an integration with kit.com, which was where you could kind of like create like an Amazon store and link all of the stuff that you have, and then you could send people to one place, and it has all of the equipment that you're using instead of having individual links for every single item. So it was an integration with like Kit.com, but then for some legal reason, they were changing their URL to like Kit.co. So anyone who had a .com or whatever it was had to change their link over to the other one. Now, if you're someone who has 1,000 videos or something like that, the amount of time that it would take to go into each video, find that link, add the M or take away the M, whichever direction it was going, to update the video would just suck, right? But with the find, replace, append, what you could do is you could say, search for this text where it says kit.com/rest of URL and say, I want you to replace it with kit.co/rest of URL. And it will, you can say like how many videos back or, you know, all of that. And you can go have it do that and it will do it in just like a couple minutes. Like, it's amazing. It is probably hands down one of my favorite features, that plus the canned responses. Because so many of the time you're saying the same thing over and over again. And one thing that I did get from D. Niman, I thought that was really smart, was he had a canned response for like a newer video or a playlist or, you know, something like that. And I was like, that is brilliant, because so many of the times on my like how to make an animated subscribe button, let's say for instance, I would have people saying like, this PNG has a checkerboard background and it's not transparent, like what's going on? And I'd always have to go out and type and paste and be like, this is not a, you know, just whatever you would normally say. But I was actually able to say, here's a video that's updated about how to spot fake PNGs and what to do if you're in this instance, and the link to the video as a canned response. Like, how cool is that? Or if I said something like, catch up on all of the how to start a YouTube channel videos in this series, because if someone says like, I'm not sure what to do on how to start a YouTube channel, instead of sending them the link to each video, you send them the link to the playlist, but you have that as a canned response and send them to that. It was so much easier, because I don't know about you guys, but sometimes getting links to playlists or videos is such a pain, because you have to go back, you have to try and get the right link, you have to copy and paste it, you have to put in like the right, all the rest of the text. And so just having that as a canned response saves so much time. So then I had the first version of the animated subscribe button. I made an updated version, version 2, where instead of in a green screen, it's on like a transparent background. And so every single time someone leaves a comment on the old version, I can actually have a quick link to a new video that says, hey, check out version 2, which has been updated in the last year or 6 months, or whatever it is, and the link to the video. So that just made my life so much easier, so much easier. And so those are some of my absolute favorite features, that and then like the keyword research. So yeah, find, replace, and append. That one, stellar, 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 stellar. So do you guys have any other questions? I'm going to check this out here. I'm looking. Other questions that you have. Something's happening down there. Something's happening. Live chat. So, okay. I think that was everything that we were going to cover today, because I answered the ones from my Facebook group and I answered the ones from today. Plus I covered the click magnet and the channel review thing. So, yes, let me know if you guys have any other questions. So otherwise, we're going to say I accomplished everything that I wanted to do today. It's awesome. Now I'm going to go enjoy the rest of my Sunday, watch some football, watch the rest of the game. No, I'm just giving them one last chance. All right. So also, if you didn't see it, there is going to be October 16th. I am launching iMovie Made Easy. That is my first ever e-course. It's 10 video modules all about how to edit in iMovie. And I'm really super duper excited / nervous to put this one out there. And if you want a discount coupon for it, join my email list or DM me on Instagram and I'll get you a coupon code for that. October 16th is the release date. I'm so excited for it. And yeah, there's a link in the description if you want to get your own channel review, which we did go over for a good 45 minutes here. So don't just watch my channel review. Look at the videos that they've created about how to explain what a channel review is. And yeah, I'm so excited that you guys are able to hang out with me, and I will see you guys in a video very, very soon. Very, very soon. Have a good one, guys. Bye.